Hello everyone, this is not Remlays from 40k Theories, it's Wib, and welcome to this new episode of Adeptus Podcastus. Joining me is Snipe.
Hi there, I'm not Tactica Imperialis, as I'm sure a lot of people have probably noticed, no matter how many days I wake up wishing I was. Hello everybody.
I suppose we should probably explain what's happening here. So the sort of long and short of it is that the first attempt at recording this episode, episode 233, it got postponed for whatever reason, and then the second attempt to record it fell through. So then we were supposed to come on as guests for another attempt at recording it. Then you got COVID.
I got COVID because I have to try and be the special person, yeah.
And then Remlays couldn't make it. And so myself and Tactica recorded. And then that recording messed up, like, through technical issues, majorly, and they basically haven't been able to, you know, get together to do another recording. And I just said, hey, do you want us to just do a recording for you? We can just do this, you know. Because Rem was also not going to be able to make this recording. Enjoy. This Podcastus is going to be Snipe and Wib themed for some reason. We will attempt to give you the same type of podcast as you are used to, and we hope that you do not feel too bad about this change.
Yeah, seeing as we are the Podcastus' substitute teachers, we've just fully gone and done that, which is fine. From us at least.
We've fully lent into the bit.
But obviously, I understand if people are going to be like, it's those guys, which fair. I get it, but also, we're doing Podcastus stuff, so you're not allowed to be mad at us.
But yes, so, shall we get right into it?
Exactly. Because we should get into it, because Warhammer, what is it? Where is it? Who wants it? We're here to discuss that.
Yes.
As is my understanding. Wib, who is the host of this episode, help me out.
Okay, so we've got quite a bit to go over because there has been so long since the last episode. It's basically the whole of October to go over. Fortunately, it's not been a super busy time, so we should be able to fit this all into like a sensible time period. So, the very first thing to mention, also, we will have to, if we don't mention something, don't worry about it. So it is a full month to cover. So,
and also, if you bully us, that makes you the bad guy, so don't do that.
This is true. So, first thing is just a little one, which is that there was the announcement of the like ridiculous 50 heads for Space Marines box.
I thought these were pretty cool, honestly. I liked them.
And I mean, whilst quite a lot of them are just more bold Marines for your already army of bold Marines, there's a fair variety in there. And I do like the fact that there's a handful of helmets there that are in emulating various old armor marks. So there's some Mark 7s and some Mark 6s and stuff in there. So that's fun.
I just like that they have different facial features. They're quite. Yeah, there's a couple of guys, or just one with a goatee. Oh, there's a couple of dudes with like facial hair. I think that's really cool.
I do also really like that there's one in here. If you are looking at the picture of it, it's the one on the furthest right on the second row who has crazy eyes. He's got like Gowron from Star Trek eyes, and I think that's quite fun.
He's a champion. I love him. He looks great. That's really cool.
But yeah, that was just a quick minor thing to mention because the next one is a bit of a bigger one, which is that the big Battleforce boxes for Christmas have all been announced. I don't think we know what price they are yet. I might be wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're keeping that under wraps for as long as they can so that you can set your heart on them before you learn how devastating it is going to be to your finances.
I mean, there is that. That is often an issue.
Warhammer, famously affordable hobby.
This is the thing. Right, so the first one we have, because we'll do the 40k ones first, is we have, first up, the Blissbound Warband, which is Emperor's Children. I
think that's pretty cool. I like it comes with the Fulgrim boy, who looks gorgeous. Yeah. And I really like the new Emperor's Children models. Like, the armor and the paint schemes are just so fun to look at.
They are. It comes with 6 flawless blades and 6 noise marines. So, whilst there's not a huge amount in it compared to some of the other boxes...
It also has a demon Primarch as well, which I've been painting my Angron all day, and those things are large.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand.
There's a lot to work with there, so it's it makes sense. That there's not that much in it, but also
I will reserve judgment until I see the price tag, because if it's like, this is $6,000, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to write a very firmly worded letter to Games Workshop's dad about how I don't think they're doing a very good job. But yeah,
there is that. There is that. But yeah, I one thing that is sort of interesting to note about it is that it might be an interesting one to see when you are thinking about it from the perspective of, like, if you were adding that to the Emperor's Children box that came out recently, because that was just all like foot troops and stuff, so that would really kind of flesh that out.
That would bulk it up a lot, yeah.
Also, yeah.
I will say I like the listing, the flavour there of 6 flawless blades, supremely arrogant heretic Astartes, and then it ends with, like, this box also contains an Emperor's Children transfer sheet. It's like kayfabe completely dropped. Yeah. Beautiful.
The next one is a big old box of Votann.
Mm-hmm. I feel horrible because I always forget they exist. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's the
Chthonian Prospect, which is a fairly... I will give them this. It's a fairly eclectic bunch of things. So it's got a couple of I forget what they're called. The things that are mole mortars, but the reworked version of them. It's got 10 of the Berserks in there. A Capricious Defender,
which can alternately be built as a Capricious Carrier Transport, I have been led to believe.
Yeah. Some Thunderkin, and the boss guy. But yeah, it's a fairly diverse bunch of things, which is kind of good, because if you just had a bunch of the basic Votann troops, this would be a good way to, like, get a bunch of different specialized units.
Yeah, honestly, and it looks like you get a fair bit of plastic in this one as well.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm kind of similar to you. I kind of forget Votann exists. I think that's mostly just because
we're old and they were added late.
Well, yeah, that, but also I forget about them because the squat miniatures from Necromunda exist, and I much prefer them, so I forget Votann exists. But if you are a Votann player, there's some interesting stuff in there.
Yeah.
The next one I think you'll like, which is the Crusher Stampede.
Which is the Tyrannid box. This is a lot. I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, so you've got, like, what have we got here? A Neurotype with 2 Neuroloids, Screamer Killer, which I love the new model for, but the old model had it had panache, Haruspex, Maliceptor. Okay, so that is quite a lot of model.
Yeah, so it's a pretty good way if you want to build a really
If
big,
you've got a shit, if you went and bought what was it? The magazine.
Combat Patrol.
If you bought the Combat Patrol that had a bunch of Gants and stuff like that in it, and you just had a pile of those, get this and you're fine. Basically, you'll be fine.
The way I look at these boxes, that I think on some level they're an interesting way to start off a very heavily themed army. Often, with the previous ones, there was the Eldar one that was a spirit host. So it was it was a bunch of Wraith Guards, a couple of Wraith Lords, and a Spirit Seer, and that was an interesting thing to theme an army around. You could add that to an army, of course, but theming it around one was, I think, a much more interesting sort of approach.
Oh, absolutely, personally. Yeah. No, I think...
And this would be a good way to have a kaiju army. So
yeah, no, I do think that it kind of they do help you. I mean, exactly as you said, it helps you with more kind of a theme, but also maybe it would help people if that was something they wanted to do something different, but they didn't really know where to go, because it can be quite overwhelming. This is,
Yeah. Speaking of making a themed army, the next one is a Farsight Cadre. What I'm going to do, because obviously I have talked about these previously on the previous recording that bombed, so I am going to announce Tactica's complaints about this box.
Okay, let's hear her complaints.
So, this Farsight thing, it's 3 crisis suits, Farsight, a broadside, and a riptide. Which is a fairly a bunch of things, but it's so close to be it's supposed to be a box set of the 8, which is Farsight's inner circle that are all people in crisis suits and bigger versions of crisis suits, including one who I think is just an AI. It's been a long time since I read up about them, but it's I quite like the box, because I am at any given point about 5 minutes away from taking the plunge and making a Farsight army. So
how dare you?
It's sort of
actually,
it's kind of an inevitability at some point. This is completely a surface level thing, but I really like how these are painted. It's a really nice deep red.
Oh, it's a beautiful cherry kind of red.
But it is so close to being the 8 without actually being the 8 that to someone who cares enough about the lore of Farsight, that would probably... I assume it will annoy a lot of people just enough. Of course, you can add a few extra things to it and make it into an actual Farsight, to make it into the 8, you could do that.
Yeah.
Apparently the weapon loadout's all completely wrong for that as well, but I don't know about that. You would have to speak to your usual hosts to find out about that one.
Yeah.
But I wanted that complaint to be out there so that you are you are complained to an appropriate amount.
Exactly. That's what we're here to do.
The next one is the obligatory regular Space Marine box, which is the Iron Halo Strike Force.
I can't see an Iron Halo in this Strike Force, so I'm going to say false advertising. Games Workshop is cancelled. How dare you, James Workshop? I hate you.
I think I believe the captain does have an Iron Halo.
Where?
So. He's the guy right at the front.
It's not good enough. I was expecting multiple, but I guess, you get what you get.
But yeah, he's got Company Heroes, Stern Guard Veterans, Hellblasters, as well as a Redemptor and a Ballistus Dreadnought. So...
2 Dreadnoughts. I don't... Yeah. I'm going to be honest. Redemptors are cool, but they're not as cool as, all the other Dreadnoughts that I have.
The old Castroferrum?
I can't remember.
Is the name for the old-fashioned boxy noughts?
I like those babies. But then again, I am biased, so that's fully on me.
You've got 20 of them, so yeah. You are going to be.
One of them is a Redemptor, so, it's not like I don't have one.
Yeah. We really need to get you a I forgot what it's called now. The one that's the melee one. Its name's fallen out of my head. But it's basically the replacement for the Furioso that everyone can use, thus making Blood Angels players go, oh, that used to be special to us.
Is it the Brutalis?
That's the one. That's the pepper.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, Brutalis, they look cool. I do like them. I mean, you know, I have a Murder
really
Fang.
fun.
Of course I think it looks cool. Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's a decent. It seems like a decent enough little box.
I will say, if someone gave me the choice between this and the Tyrannid one, I'd get the Tyrannid one 100 times over. Because this just doesn't feel like there's much to it. It's just, oh, okay. I wonder, do you think they've divided these up by points?
Generally, no. They, I think, for the most part, these kind of things tend to be a bit more about what they're actually worth.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm interested in the next one.
I wouldn't know though offhand. I'm really bad at like estimating what points are just from looking at stuff, so I don't even bother trying. Next up, we have the other Space Marine box, but this time Chaos themed, which is the Hellforged Warband.
This looks pretty fun.
That has a Lord Discordant, you know, the guy skitters, was it Hellstalker? Yeah, the little thing it skitters around on. We've got Arachnoid Venom Crawler, a couple of Obliterators, some Havocs, and just 10 regular Chaos Marines and a Rhino.
Yeah, looks cool.
Which, yeah.
I tend not to just look at any other Chaos stuff, because as a World Eaters player, I don't want to sit there and work myself up into a rage-filled lather, because we should have Raptors, but fine. I'm not mad. Don't tell tell the Chaos Gods I was mad.
An observation from the previous recording is that the Rhino does kind of feel just tacked on there, so you can only assume they were like, oh, we need to put one more box of things in there. Also, and they like peered out into the warehouse and was like, what do we have in excess of? Oh, there's an absolute boatload of them there.
Yeah.
Boatload of Chaos Rhinos. Throw a Rhino in there. It's fine.
Not? But no, black is very difficult to paint and give any level of depth. Yeah. That Rhino is just, it looks like someone put a rectangle in MS Paint on the picture. It's just there. Much like it is as a unit, I guess. But hey, I mean, if you wanted, you wanted, yeah, no, you get a decent amount there.
Yeah. The last one is the Krieg Siege Legion. So, just in case you are not utterly sick of Deathcore Krieg now.
Oh, I am. They used to be such a, like, that was everybody's, like, what they wanted to collect, because it was, like, Forge World's super special, super grim, dark, cool army. And now every fucker and his dog's got a Krieg army, and they have 8 billion units, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, they're still cool, I guess. But you don't hear anyone talk about them no more.
It is wild how Games Workshop have managed to take the army that was like you'll never be able to afford to collect a full army of them. It'd be amazing if they did them in plastic, you know. People pined after them for like a decade solid, and then they finally give them to you. And now, I don't know, I'm already kind of sick of them.
Yeah, I just stopped thinking about them.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel that maybe there's a little bit of Games Workshop was like standing at the kitchen door, and we were pawing to get out for so long that when they finally opened the kitchen door, we didn't want to. We don't care. The
Warhammer fandom is very much just a bunch of cats, and the moment you give us what we want, we will decide it is not actually what we wanted. We wanted a different thing.
Basically, if cats could use Reddit and like get really mad and threaten companies, that's what we are.
You gave us Krieg. Well, I mean, they're not Elysians.
I mean...
but anyway, it's a Krieg Commander, 20 Deathcore Krieg, squad of combat engineers, a couple of artillery teams, and a couple of the big cannons. No, actually, those are the artillery teams. I forget. Yeah.
Also, anyway, a Deathcore of Krieg transfer sheet, which we cannot forget.
Oh, very important, very important.
Also, they tease you at the very end. Each Battleforce box gets you the miniatures within at a lower price than buying them separately. Okay. So I think...
Yep, good.
Yeah, I'm still going to predict they're about 100, 120.
I have lost my ability to gauge these things. The prices keep going up, so every time I think I remember the prices of things... Yeah.
You remember when you could get, like, a miniature for £2.50, old man? Come on.
I mean, admittedly, I think the cheapest ones I could buy when I first started were £3, and that was for the smaller metal miniatures.
Oh, I'm so sorry I got the price wrong. Yeah, no, actually, shame on me.
Now, strictly speaking, there was stuff that when you bought it in the box, it was cheaper than that, because you could buy a tactical squad for a tenner, so each one was £1. But, you know.
God.
To be fair, that I sat down a little bit ago and worked out a couple of things, like how things have gone up in terms of inflation, and some miniatures aren't as bad as you think. The current Rhino miniature is actually within a couple of quid of where it should be if it just went up with inflation.
Dang, okay.
Honestly, that shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah. What the hell?
But yeah, because that was £15 on release, which and the Rhino you buy now has the stuff in it to build a Razorback. So to have a fair comparison, you need to compare it to the Razorback, which I think was £18 when it was first launched.
I don't know.
The current Razorback, not the second ed one.
I just remember, because I haven't bought a Dreadnought for a long while, but I remember when I bought my Forge World Space Wolf Venerable, because that was back when you had to buy the arms separate and everything. It was nickel and dimey as hell.
You still have to do that with the Forge World stuff, to be
Which
fair.
is still nickel
even
and dimey.
Even though it's not called Forge World.
Yeah. And, I could swear it was okay, I'm probably wrong. I remember Dreadnoughts being around 25, 30. And I think my Venerable from Forge World cost me 35. 40.
It was more than that.
It was. I think it was around 35, 40, because, yeah.
I think all in it was about 50, but, you know...
who's counting?
The Dreadnoughts are a weird one because they went from being a really chunky metal model that was 25 quid when I around 1998. And then they changed to a plastic kit. I want to say 4th edition, the plastic Dread came out. And because of that, it meant that their price stayed oddly stable for quite a while. So it meant that when coming back into the game around 5th edition, it was I think Dreads were £28 or something. So it was they're only a few quid more than they were when I was last playing. So actually, but it's because they had a plastic kit, which was, once you've paid for the tooling, plastic is a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah. Also, I hate metal models. I hate painting them so much.
I paint too many Rogue Trader models to have a strong feeling on them anymore.
That's fair. You've definitely kill or cured yourself right there.
Absolutely. I used to hate them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should get a wiggle on. Next, we've got the AOS ones. So we've got Skaven. We'll skim over these because we don't know as much about AOS. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
The Skya Warpstorm, which is just a whole buttload of Skaven.
That's a lot of Skaven. Wow. That, okay, listeners, if you don't know what a Skaven is, it's imagine if Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a Ferengi who sucked. That, and then there's loads of him. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
But also their aesthetic is cool as hell.
Yeah. Arch Warlock, ton of Storm Vermin, Rattling Warp Blaster, some Warplock Jezzails, and some Globadiers.
Oh, Globadiers.
And obviously stuff can be built in different way. Next up we've got thingies. Oh, my brain always goes blank on it because I just want to call them vampire counts.
Just call them. So we've got vampire counts making a comeback, which is kind of crazy.
Lancers of the Crimson Keep. Anyway, it's a really elite vampire army.
I like the undead dragon thing. That's pretty cool.
Yep,
yes. There we go. That's enough. Okay, moving on.
Prince Vordry. And he comes with a bunch of cavalry and some big bats, and that's about it. But that's a really interesting, speedy thing. I think that's quite fun.
I do like the big bats; they're quite cute.
Next, we have the Dankhold Rampage, which is a Gloomspite Gitz highly themed army because it's all Troggoths.
Ooh. I like the guys with the rocks. They're quite fun. They're like, I found this rock, yeah? It's big.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
they're the... what do you call them? Again, this is Age of Sigmar stuff. I just always forget it. They're like the River Trolls or something.
Well, I think they're charming.
Rock Gut Troggoths, that's the one.
Perfect.
That's the one. But yeah, no, it's an interesting one because it is like a heavily themed one. It's like, I'll make a Gloomspite Gitz army, but with 0 goblins in it.
It's... Yeah, I do miss older editions where you could have weirder builds like that. So I get it. I mean, older editions of 40k, I don't know anything about AOS or whatever.
It's to be perfectly honest, it's easier now to build weird armies than it's ever been.
I've played one game of 10th and I never want to play another game, so...
You're just bitter because you can't use quite as many venerable dreadnoughts as you used to be able
that's
to.
Immaterial right now. That's not relevant. We don't need to talk about that. This is fine.
But yeah, there's basically no rules anymore. Like... there's just restrictions on how many of a thing you can have.
Which is literally the one rule I never wanted to happen. And I'm so mad about it. Because the thing is, the weird armies I would build weren't good, but I liked them.
That's the thing.
And because everyone I know knows how to play the game, and I was just like, wouldn't it be funny if I had 100 dreadnoughts? And then someone would be like, okay, I need las cannons, I need as much long range, and I'd be like, why hasn't my murder fang been able to do anything?
You created a very specific problem, which is that everyone that played you knew that they basically there is an army that they might potentially face that is nothing but dreadnoughts.
Because I like them.
And it means that people subconsciously start like making sure they can deal with a lot of dreadnoughts if they have to fight them.
I provided a service to the community to make them feel good about beating a ridiculously stupid army like mine.
And because we fought a very small amount of people, that meant, people were going to fight that army a lot. So,
I don't mind not winning. I just want to play with more than 9 dreadnoughts, please. What am I? Like, might as well ask me to wash with soap and water. That's absolutely abhorrent. I'm offended.
There's ways and means to make it work.
I just need to put Milliput mustaches on half of them so I can be like, well, no, this is my this is Greg Nort. There he is.
This is a different kind of dread.
It's a different kind of dread.
This is
Greg.
This is a brutalis. It's just short. Shut up.
Okay, don't be mean. But yes.
The last one, because the Age of Sigmar gets less boxes apparently.
Well, yeah.
Is the Outcast Spikegrove, which is a Sylvaneth one. So it's the I was told off in the previous recording for referring to them as AOS as Wood Elves.
They're literally AOS as Wood Elves. Neve can fight, she'll
because
win,
they are different to Wood Elves, yes, but they are also filling that niche.
Mm-hmm. They're if Night Elves from World of Warcraft weren't cowards.
I get that. I've always kind of liked them because they're weird.
I like them. It's like the same reason I like the what are they? I have a little not dreadnought from them. The Gothazar Harvesters from Undead.
Yeah. Ossiarch Bone
Reapers. Yes, I really like those because I'm a greb. No one's going to know what that means because I'm over 100 years old. I like bones, and that's cool. And this has some of that kind of like spooky, because I think AOS does the ghosts and the spooky kind of like spirit things really well. And there's a lot more of it because it's fantasy, obviously. So I think it's very cool. Like, they have the ent in the middle with the great pair of boobs and stuff. That's very cool of them. And yeah, I just think that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so those will be up for pre-order at some point. I had a quick check while we were talking. It doesn't appear they're up for pre-order yet. Yeah. But yeah, so if you're after your big boxes, have fun trying to get them before they all get scalped.
Yeah, good luck. I hope and I wish a very be alone forever. I hate you to scalpers everywhere because you're the worst.
We next up have some news about a new Warhammer quest, which is called Warhammer Quest Darkwater.
Ooh, sounds cool.
Now, my understanding is that some very blurry potato cam images of the box got leaked, and so they were like, okay, we're going to start revealing the heroes. 3 at the point of recording have been revealed. The first one we have is Edmark Valoran, and that is a hell of a knight.
I think this guy's so charming with his silly,
he is the Manticore Knight.
Yes, that's very cool. Okay, I don't like him anymore after reading the quote. Admit it, you are damned fortunate that I lowered myself to fight by your side. Okay, I'm not healing you if you get down then. I don't care.
My problem with him is that they have given him a fully enclosed helmet, and they have made it so his eyes are poking out, and I'm looking at them as someone who can never not paint eyes and go, oh, that's going to be such a pain in the ass to paint those eyes in that tiny little gap.
Milliput over them and make them smooth. I just paint them like black or something. It's fine. There we go.
Give him a special rule where he just walks into things all the time.
I mean, that would solve his arrogant problem. That would be cool.
But yeah, he's a cool enough.
I think
miniature.
it's cool. I like the little kind of I don't know, purity seal head thing. It looks like he's got a ponytail, which is kind of interesting. That's fine.
He does. He is. Because
I'd like to see a 3D of him. But yeah.
Yeah, the kind of Cities of Sigmar sort of thing. So he feels very, old world.
He does.
He feels like an old school Warhammer fantasy, which is cool.
In a complimentary manner. He's got that overblown, over the top kind of look. He's quite fun.
Speaking of, the next one is a dwarf called Drolf Ironhead, and that is a dwarf. That is very much a dwarf.
Yeah, that's a pretty good looking dwarf.
That is the most dwarf.
Yeah.
Real solid dwarf with double hand axes. Always good to see.
Very fun. Very cool.
So yeah, he's a cool miniature. He actually looks like one of those ones where I look at and I go, yeah, I'd like to paint him sometime, but I probably never will because he's part of a box set that I won't buy.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a fun, and it doesn't, he's not massively over the top. The other guy, the Manticore Knight, it makes sense for him to be incredibly fancy, whereas this feels quite functional, but still quite fancy. So, nice one.
The next one, we have Brentillis, the Renegade Saint.
Oh, she's cool.
Who is a lady with a big sword.
Oh, I like that. I like it when there's a lady with a big sword.
We do like it when there's a lady with a big sword.
We do like when, when women have big swords. It's very cool.
Yes. I think we can state that's the official stance of the Adeptus Podcastus.
Yeah.
Pro women with big swords.
Give more women swords. It's just the only way we should. I like her cloak. And I like any time you see armor with a cloak or a robe over it, I think that's just peak design immediately. It's cheating, honestly, but I can't be mad about it. It's so. Also, that sword is taller than she is long. I love it.
I mean, it is a Warhammer miniature.
I love it. No. This is a good thing. I think it's so fun. I love the scaling weirdness that come with miniatures. They're so fun.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have another miniature reveal, which is the new red Gobo miniature for this year.
What do you think about it? Because you're the resident goblin enjoyer.
Okay, I would like to hear your opinion first, because I obviously have a lot of opinions about this.
I like the gun. Sorry, it's only a gun if it's on a ship. I like the rifle.
Yeah, it's like a cool las rifle.
It's very fun. I also think that I'm going to be unfair, and I don't want to be, because I hate Christmas so much it physically harms me. But I love the nutcracker marshmallow with the periscope thing. The mech he's made. I like the little skull and the wings and the mustache. It's like a Pringles guy. I think that's charming.
It does look a little like the Pringles guy, you're not wrong.
He's the Pringles man, and that's cute. Also, whoever did the smoke and the fuse on this, God almighty, that's beautiful. It looks like an oil painting. God damn you.
Yeah. Fun little thing I will point out that you can't see on this, but inside the bag, there's actually a goblin inside it who's, like, throwing the grenades up. It's nearly entirely covered once the bag is glued together. It's just a fun little bit inside there.
It's a little Easter egg.
Which is a fun idea. I don't like this one personally, but that's because as someone who has a Grot Rebellion army, how good I think a Red Gobo miniature is governed entirely by how easy it would be to convert it to be not Christmas themed.
These are fancy, like, Christmas special kind of models. So I think that's a bit of an unfair kind of criterion.
100%. 100%.
Okay, as long as you are aware of it.
Oh, yeah. It's because I like the Grot Rebellion, and on some level, it mildly annoys me that the only way we get miniatures of them is as Christmas miniatures that are not usable as Grot Rebellion miniatures.
That's fair. Okay, I get it.
The first one, you had to chop and change quite a bit, but you could do it. I know, because I did it.
Oh, there you go.
Whereas this is fully over the line. Also, I kind of wish they'd used the design based on, because this is a Tin Boy, the orc robots that they had back in Rogue Trader. I kind of wish they'd made it based on one of the designs of the old Tin Boys, rather than the Nutcracker. But that's a very petty thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm aware. There is, however, a thing that I am interested in, which is another Red Gobo novella coming out. This is Red Gobo's Last Stand by Andy Ewington. Andy Ewington. So I will put that up because although I haven't read them all, I have got all of the Red Gobo.
The
books,
art
obviously.
looks absolutely awesome. It's got that. Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
So yeah, I will be picking that up at some point. For I do like my Red Gobos.
You have
the book, not the miniature. Next up, this is just a little thing I wanted to highlight on Warhammer Community, because I just thought it was cool, which is that they did a little article showing some of the people Warcom their earliest miniatures. So there's Josh from Warhammer TV showed off a Chaos Space Marine he originally did, and Rob showed off an Elf, and Darcy showed off a Terminator, and I just kind of like that because I think it's cool to, like, we get so used to seeing perfect miniatures, or if not perfect miniatures, then there's at least that. There is it's not a barrier to entry. It's there's a self-selection bias going on of the miniatures that you see, because you see loads of them on social media, but the ones you see on social media are posted by people that would post their miniatures on social media.
Yes.
So a lot of people might not post their really early stuff there. The ones you mostly see and the ones that get shared around are the really good things. So it can sometimes feel like, you start painting, it can be a bit demoralizing. So I think showing these kind of things is really good, because it's good to show that, like, not everyone starts off great.
No, absolutely.
You have to, and even though honestly, they're all actually, I think all of these are better than my first miniatures, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to show those things. I think, because the miniatures are so detailed, they get painted so well by the studio, that it's very easy for it to look like
unattainable.
You are unattainable. Like, what's even the point in trying to paint this good? Because it's never gonna look like it does on the box. That's why, in our videos, whenever there's like a tutorial inside it that shows a very realistic, very attainable level, we always highlight it, because it's good.
Yeah, I was going to say that is something that I do miss from the older codices, is just, you saw a sheet, like, they were still very well painted, but it wasn't like, because like looking at some, like, say, Golden Demons or whatever, or just like stuff on the box, it's like, this looks like an oil painting, but it's obviously a 3D object. This is outrageously, like, this has taken so much talent and an extreme level of skill that, yeah, it does leave you kind of going, oh. But I also think it's kind of like a really positive thing, and I think a lot of people should do this, where always either keep or document the first bunch of things you do, and just keep documenting it, because you won't notice when you're improving, and when you're feeling down about painting or whatever, go back and look at when you first started and go, holy heck, I actually have gotten better. What the hell? And you'll, like, even take photos of the ones you're really proud of, and then, like, you know, a couple of years down the line, you'll go back and look at it and go, oh, how did I not notice these faults? And, like, no one's going to notice them but you. But then you'll be able to see, like, oh, at the time, I thought this was the best miniature I'd ever painted, and I didn't see any faults in it. But that shows you how far you've come and how far you are continuing to go. So I think it's a really good thing, especially because, like, a lot of people, like you say, you know, it tends to be, you see the, not end result of, like, a long, but you tend to see the culmination of, like, this person's been painting miniatures for 20 years and they look incredible. You tend not to see the first one they painted, or, like, them trying to figure stuff out, or them painting a model that they just couldn't really quite figure out how to paint properly. You don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't see them struggling.
You see the miniature after they've stripped it 3 times because they got really annoyed whilst doing it. You know? Yeah,
exactly. So I think this is really important for everyone to show growth, because it's also, I think, the obsession with perfection, especially in any kind of creative endeavor, is the death of that creative endeavor. Because how many people,
100%.
Yeah, how many people are going to go, I've only ever looked at Golden Demons, and say say a person can paint, like, the box art level, and they've only ever seen Golden Demons, and they go, well, I absolutely suck. It's like, well, you don't, but compared to, like, some of the most, like, extremely skilled painters, you're obviously not going to be as good as them, because they, like, this, I don't know, they were gifted magic by I don't know if I knew I'd have it. But it's like, and that doesn't
people
mean...
have committed a large chunk of their life to doing it.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that anything you paint is terrible. And it's like, what's the thing I always tell myself? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Absolutely.
But also,
100%.
I think that there is an exception to that, where if you look at, like, you know, the Chaos Space Marine and the High Elf and everything, and you kind of go, that's kind of like my first miniatures, and there's shaky lines, and maybe there's a paint job that is a bit too thick or whatever. And that doesn't mean that the person's bad. It just means that they were figuring something out. And I think it's not embarrassing to not do something perfect. And it's kind of annoying that, especially, you know, within painting, is because the context we're talking about.
Yeah.
It can be, again, very disheartening. But seeing other people make mistakes can make you go, okay, so that's okay. Yeah, I can make mistakes, and that's fine. And then I do like it how they have the people who painted them talk about why they are like, well, my first model was terrible. Oh, I dry brushed it with this and it looked like absolute garbage. And it's like, okay, that's okay to say, but, you know.
It's all a learning process. Like earlier today, I tried out a test scheme for some, like, necrotic flesh.
It looked gross, to be fair. You did very well.
and it looked gross, and it would have worked well, but, like, on the actual miniature that I would be doing it on, it wouldn't look right. But I had to test that out, and sometimes, you know, you test things out and they don't work, and that's just kind of a bit of the process. And, you know, that's why we keep old miniatures around that we can do quick tests on. But yeah, you know, there's always a trial and error process to it, and we all have to start somewhere where it's mostly error.
And that's okay.
And that's just that's the nature of any creative endeavor, and painting miniatures is a creative endeavor.
Exactly.
So yeah. Anyway, to move on from that, it was Warhammer Day on the 23rd.
Sure was. 25th?
Apparently. It was, yeah.
It was the 25th, but close enough.
What was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the 25th. It's the article was put up on the 23rd. That's why I saw it. See, that tells you how memorable Warhammer Day was as a day.
We tend not to get too involved in it.
Yeah. But they did announce or sort of reiterate a bunch of stuff for Warhammer Day, so we'll quickly go through those.
I just want to get to Neve Black Talon's Joy Toy.
Well, that's the very... Oh, it's not a Joy Toy.
It's a Joy Toy. It's a 1/6 scale statue, and it is gorgeous.
Yes. The first thing is by Weta Workshop, a massive Neve Black Talon. It's got a swappable head. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
It's incredible.
It is, if I remember correctly, $900.
Oh, is that all?
Yes.
I'll get one for everyone.
$899 excludes applicable taxes.
Okay. But no, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, like, I love the one with her mask on. I tend not to really like Stormcast masks. I don't know, just don't like them for some reason.
Yeah,
but having the eyes show through looks so cool. And like, yeah, the detail on like her hair, her side shave, her face. Yeah, you get glowing eyes without the mask, and then with the mask on, she's just got normal eyes, and it looks so good.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous thing. With those sort of absolutely gigantic figures, I do sit there and go like, who has the room?
You need
for these?
to be rich to not only buy one, but to display it in the way it needs to be displayed.
Yeah, any flat surface I have is covered in... Any flat surface is covered in either regular-sized Warhammer miniatures or Transformers. So any flat surface is not going to stay long enough to be able to fit something that big.
I mean, I picked up that Gotham Knights pre-order exclusive statue for like next to no money, and it's just on my friggin' like dresser. Because it's big, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it, but I'm glad it's there, and I look at it, and it makes me smile.
Yeah. On also absurdly large figures, this is an actual articulated action figure. This is a Mortarian Joy Toy was also shown off.
That's where I got the Joy Toy from. I got confused.
Yeah, this thing is the first Joy Toy to have movable eyeballs.
That was a thing. Like that was a thing Hot Toys have been doing for a very long time.
Yeah, there's a handful of like the really high-end action figures have had movable eyes.
Yeah.
And this has got them. They're saying it's like the first thing they've got that's got it. So it will be intriguing to see what other things they put it on. Will it only be for like the Primarch level figures, or will they start putting that on like the regular sized figures? I don't know.
I mean, what do you think about the actual model?
Great.
I mean, I think he's very well painted. Joy Toys are, I mean, we have the little Admech.
Two.
Yeah, we've got little Admech and the oh god, I can't remember. And
a Grey Knight.
Yeah, and I like their articulation feels very good. I mean, coming from like, you know, a McFarlane and Black Series collector, they're quite smooth. There's a lot of kind of like thought to how they move. So I would hope Morty here can move properly, because the poses don't fill me with a lot of confidence.
What I am seeing is a lot of cloaks and things that would cover his leg movements, and those wings being so massive and just not being articulated themselves. Yeah. It does make me think that if you are buying action figures to put them in elaborate poses, this is maybe not a figure you can do that with as much as the other Joy Toy stuff.
It looks like maybe you could raise his arm so he's holding his pistol and just enjoy the fact that he's there, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong.
We're not quite at G1 Transformers level, but you know, there are some restrictions.
Yeah.
But anyway, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
You want to talk about the Rust collaboration?
Yeah, so the game Rust, which is... And Rust is like...
It's like 12 years old.
Like, yeah, it's well over a decade old. For people that don't know, it's like a survival game, but it's like got a persistent world. So like, if you build something on it, people can just come and steal all of your crap when you're offline.
It's literally just, imagine you lived in the world, but the law didn't exist and no one cared if you got stolen from. And now you're... Yeah, and you're also being like, and also racial slurs are being shouted at you. It's horrible. I hate this game. It's not. I don't think it's for me, but that's okay because I hate it so much. I don't want it to be for me, and I don't want to be for it. So this is a completely non-biased opinion on my part.
I feel like Rust is one of those games where you either absolutely hate it with every fiber of your being and would have to undergo some form of torture in order to be forced to play it.
Yeah.
Or you have spent 2,000 hours playing it. It's your favorite game ever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there is anyone on the fence about Rust. I might be wholly wrong about this, but if you are someone who is fairly neutral on Rust, please let us know in the comments so that Rem can get engagement.
Yeah. And if you don't, then we'll fight you in the street. Also, do you think that Fortnite just didn't answer the phone?
I think, it is weird. It hasn't shown up in Fortnite. You would have thought, given all the other crap in Fortnite, that 40k might have been able to squeak under the table there. Squeak under the table? That is not a saying.
No, but what I'm more surprised about, well, I'm not typically surprised because there's a bit of an awkward history there, but why? Because, like, Overwatch 2 is turning into content slop as well. It's like they've just had like a Cowboy Bebop thing, and I'm like, wow, great. That's just how do you keep making Overwatch 2 worse? That's so cool. I miss Overwatch 1. I'm so angry that you stole that from me. And I'm like, they already have like, StarCraft stuff in there, which was just when Blizzard were like, hey, Games Workshop, we'll make an RTS for you, and Games Workshop went, we'll sue you, and they went, okay, they're the Zerg, not Tyranids. You can't sue us. No givesy backsies. So it would be interesting to see I mean, they're going to do it because they have, like, 2 waifus in there, so they'd have, like, a sororitas skin for Mercy or something. But I'd still like to see it, but not really, but kind of.
Celestine skin for Mercy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that it's on the nose, but you know what?
Actually, we've said it out loud now. Some Blizzard executive is, like, frantically, like, writing down, like that as an idea, and is also probably just being a jerk somewhere else. It's not my podcast. I can't say what I really think.
Yeah, it's not my podcast, so I am not making the joke I want to make about Blizzard. But what I will say is that, because I didn't really say what's showing up in Rust, there's a pack that has Deathcore Krieg in it and a bunch of, I think, some weapons and stuff. So
we haven't heard from the Deathcore Krieg for a while.
There's a really stubby chainsword that's just slightly funny to me.
I think it's probably just got to fit the... That's actually kind of cute, because that's a more realistic kind of take on it, I guess.
It reminds me of the short little chainsword swords that are in Fallout.
I'm not really into hip-hop, so I don't know what that is.
Okay, next up is a game that we are much more interested in, which is Boltgun 2, which they have... put out a trailer revealing that there will not just be your Space Marine main character, you will also be able to play as a Sister of Battle.
That's so cool.
Which I'm quite happy about, because I think we both have the same issue with Boltgun, which is that it's a really cool game, but it goes on for too long.
It went on for 3 times longer than it needed to. With shooters like this, they need to be quick and snappy. And it's fine if you want, like, a bunch of extra campaigns or whatever, like, like the old boomer shooters did, but, like, it did really start to drag after a while. And, like, that's not to say it's not a good game, because it was very fun. And I did really like the little typing of the dead kind of, like, teaser it put out. That was such a cute little, like, bite of it. I loved it. I thought it was so fun. That was really cute.
I think that could really help with the issues that the first game had of just having multiple characters. I'm not sure how exactly it'll be utilized in the game, but having multiple characters to play as might be a really helpful thing for stopping it feeling like, stopping it dragging.
I think it'll help. So. I think if it was shorter and it had like 2, like they have the main Marine and like an Adeptus or Orders, who have 2 very different playstyles. I think that would be, to be fair, that's what they used to do back in the day as well. And like it worked, and it was good because it refreshed things, and there was like different tactics for each character, and each level could be utilized in a certain way. So I'm hoping that's what they do, because that seems really cool.
Yeah. But anyway, that's coming out next year. But yeah, they just announced the Sister of Battle in there, which is pretty cool. There's also the game Speed Freaks. I don't think you've played Speed Freaks.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, I've played it very briefly. I was very bad at it. It's a multiplayer thing where you're playing as orcs fighting orcs. It's a cool idea. It's a cool game that I'm just bad at. But they're adding a Deathcopter to it, so that's cool. If you play Speed Freaks. There's a big event going on with the Tide games, because Dark Tide and Vermintide, that kind of franchise, has hit 10 years old.
Damn.
Which is slightly terrifying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they did a video where it said how many kills have been made.
I love that.
Things like that. How many times people have screwed up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so they're going to, there's new classes
in Dark
events,
Tide and
little free updates, just lots and lots of bits and pieces.
I really like
being added to it, which is cool.
Yeah, I really like Vermintide 2. I like Dark Tide. Space Marine 2. I'm just that's more brainless for me, and it's a little bit easier. And it's Space Marines, and I want to be a big scary Space Marine. So. But they are really good games, and every time I remember them, I go, yeah, what? I should go back and play. I really enjoyed that. And then I play Space Marine 2, and I just forget about it. And it's honestly on me.
The funny thing is that despite being someone who is, much more of a 40k than a fantasy person, just generally a sci-fi person more than a fantasy person, just in general. I have played way more Vermintide than I have Darktide. I actually find Darktide to be I love Darktide. I love really its aesthetic. I love its vibe. I adore the music in it. It's got a really strong musical identity that separates it from other 40k games.
Also, the soundscape's very well done, and also the character interaction is always charming and fun.
Yeah, I love it, but I also find it so stressful to play.
It reminds me of, you remember the old, do you remember the recent Space Hulk game?
You mean
the full player that was full of bugs and it was
person?
Yeah, the first person one.
Yeah, the one that the first release of it was absolutely terrible, and then they had another go, and it made it marginally better.
It made it a bit better. I remember going instantly. The problem with this is every mission is 3 times as long as it needs to be. You get battle fatigued immediately. You don't get nothing like that. I remember how bad it could be. So I remember being even on the easiest mode, it was so stressful. And Darktide is similar, and I appreciate what they're going for with that, because I see that as through gameplay, they are trying to show you narratively how the world of 40k is to exist as someone who isn't a Space Marine, which is fucking hard. So I get it, but also I want to relax and play video game.
Yeah.
If I want it to be really hard, then I'll play on a harder difficulty. But oh god, but no, I think Darktide was less stressful, but it still had that kind of I am feeling overwhelmed. This is I've got to really think about it. And for someone trying to go in, it can be a bit tricky. So I understand. Whereas Space Marine was just, what if you shot things and hit them with a thunder hammer? And I'm like, yes, I like hitting things with a thunder hammer. Give it.
different style.
It fully
game,
is.
Really.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, so I get, it's that thing. I don't think, to be clear, I don't think that Darktide is bad.
No,
I'm saying that the faults here lie entirely with me. It's a game I wish I loved more than I did.
Yeah, I feel that it deserves my love, and I'm just a bad person for not giving it my full love, and that's on me again.
There are certain things where I do kind of I kind of wish that the characters were actually solid characters, so they could characterize them a bit more solidly.
I understand why they don't, but yeah.
But I get why. Yeah. Speaking of though, it's Cubicle 7. Yeah, it's Cubicle 7 doing a Darktide card game, so that could be interesting.
Sorry, but I hate card games. I hate them so much. And this is
not your thing.
This is not my thing. If you like card games, I'm really genuinely glad, and I hope that the Darktide card game is really good and you love it. I don't care what it is. It could be blood themed, or it could be Pedro Pascal themed, and I would still not be able to be interested. It does not matter.
It's just not your
They
vibe.
bounce off my brain.
Not your speed.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So also from Cubicle 7, there is going to be a 40k roleplay game called Day of Ascension. That's from what I can gather, because it's a social deduction game, so it's basically a werewolf, but with Gene Stealer colors.
This is awesome.
How they have not
How did they
made
not think
this
of this
already?
Because this is great. Like the whole paranoia element, that's I love board games like that. They're so fun. Any board game that sits there and goes, you get points if you lie, I love lying for points.
I will say,
it's the best fucking
It does
feeling.
have a lot of cards in it.
Okay, but is it... but a lot of it is basically like just convincing, like, no, I'm not a jeans stealer. I don't even like jeans. I'm wearing a skirt. Then I don't mind the cards so much. So that sounds pretty fun.
Wrath and Glory is also getting a thing with Space Wolves, because that's also a Cubicle 7 thing. We also have U2s, the people who make the little the little cartoony
They make all the YouTube figurines before they have to recall them, because most of the ones they do with YouTubers tend to be scumbags or something.
But they are making what appears to be an emperor on the Golden Throne.
I would have
is very funny.
I would have a chibi golden throne in my house. I would happily have that.
I think it would be a very funny thing to have in the background of videos.
Hey, look, it's an entombed god king on my... But he's like, kawaii. I love it. Unironically, I love it and I want it.
Speaking of cutesy things, we've also got some new plushies shown off.
There's a squig.
Got a Rockbrow squig, a goth orc,
and a nurgling with red butt cheeks.
Yeah, there is a particular, I forget which model it is. It says it in the thing description. A Plague Bearer's a Nurgle kit. There's one that's like standing on its hands and revealing its butt.
It's rosy red bum.
It's a big shiny butt.
That's pretty fun.
What else we got? Oh, also adding a thing to Battle Sector. We've got update for Rogue Trader. The alpha for Dark Heresy is made by the same people as Rogue Trader coming out. Mechanicus 2 is still a thing that's
that's still coming out.
Okay. It's got a demo out.
I love this. Like, if you haven't played the first one, it's really good. Like, okay. To be fair, the people I know who played Mechanicus 1 it was like everyone. Because again, it's not my type of game, which is annoying. But everyone I know who played it loved it. So I'm like, here's hoping really, it's good, everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm wholly here for Mechanicus 2 because the first one was great. Little update to Warp Forge, which is a digital card game. I've never really played it.
They try and pull me in with their beautiful Space Wolves, and I just can't do it.
One for Horus Heresy, Legions, the little video game. There's a thing for Tacticus, if you put in a code.
Scary Space Hulk, if you want to.
You get some guff. We did a sponsorship with them, and I have since got mildly addicted to the game.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm instantly putting in this code. Ooh, goodies. And then I'll put it this way: there's so many little things that have been announced that they stop listing them properly, and there's just a bullet-pointed list of just a bunch of stuff: Displate, Warhammer Art.
Secret Lab, Titan Evo, Merchoid, Ultra Pro, Warhammer Roleplay, Wrath of Glory. Get 25% discount, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Bunch of stuff. Anyway. Next up, just a little thing here, which is they have done a preview of the data sheets for the new Ultramarine heroes. So Calgar, Sicarius, and the Victrix Honor Guard.
Cool.
I mainly want to bring it up to remake the joke I made on Blue Sky, which is, if I had a nickel for every time they made a version of Marnius Calgar, and then a few years later made another version of him that's also in Terminator armor, I'd have 2 nickels. But it is weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna list a bit of an esoteric complaint here. Warhammer community there are two complaints. One, your site is shit. It's terrible. I'm sorry. It's so
They know this.
impossible to navigate. Two, why can't I click on the images to enlarge them? I am old, and my eyes are from the Cold War. I need things to be large. I can
This is why God gave us Control Plus.
Okay, that doesn't increase the sharpness of the text, honey.
Yeah, I know.
Don't sass me. But yeah, so if you can squint, then you can see what the data cards are. The thing is, they could put the whole codex up, and I'd be like, what? I'd be like leering in like an old lady.
I can read them just fine, but
I'm sorry, Mr. 2020.
I wanted to mention this for two reasons, which is that one, I am truly astonished by how boring Calgar's rules are.
No.
He's got some fists, he's got some guns, and he's, the unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in the turn at which they advanced or fell back. It's fine. It's fine. He gets command point, like, each turn. Yeah, okay.
I'm glad that you can read that. I'm just vibing. I'm like, I think your army cannot include more than one Marnius Cal. Okay, there's my Ultramarines army idea out the window then. Thanks.
Just all Calgars all the way
It
down.
was going to be a Calgar, like, blockade. I'm so upset.
The only thing I do think is interesting about him is that he can go in basically any squad. Like, his list of squads he can go in is massive. And, which, on the one hand, cool. On the other hand, mildly annoying, because every character I've ever tried to play is like, no, this can go in this one squad. What, you don't have them? Well, you shouldn't have bought this model 5 years ago before 10th edition.
Idiot.
Like, oh, thanks for that.
Hi, 10th edition. You are not my friend. I do not like you, and I will fight you in the street if I see you. You buttface.
I do think because I don't think we got the chance to say this when the new Calgar miniature was first revealed, but I do think it's interesting that because the first Primarist Calgar was in Gravis armor, so he was in the bulked up Mark 10 armor, and now he's in Terminator armor, and it kind of really reinforces to me that I really do solidly feel like Gravis armor was originally intended to be the replacement for Terminator armor, but they've since decided that was a foolish idea, and now we just have Terminator armor, but it's like, 5% bigger because every 10 years we have to get more Terminator armor that's 5% bigger.
Not only do the prices inflate, but the sizes do as well.
When it comes to certain miniatures, 100%. Except Gretchen. They are remarkably consistent.
No, they need to be the smallest gentlemen ever. They need to be the smallest babbies.
Rogue Trader Grots are basically the same size as the modern Grot miniatures. It's kind of wild. I think they are the most consistently sized miniatures. They got slightly bigger during 2nd edition, and the Space Crusade ones are massive. Yeah. But aside from that, they've always been more or less the same size. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
That's cool.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up to mention that Marnius Calgar has really boring rules.
Yeah, also Gravis
Sicarius has more interesting rules.
I like Sicarius' hair.
He does have a fun little
got a fun little mohawk thingy. I don't know. I can't see the friggin' card, but sure. I'm guessing he has a mohawk kind of thing. Whatever. But yeah, they're fun.
Okay. So, next up, because we've got two last things to talk about. Which is two things where we get to look at some miniatures.
Oh, I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, we've not been doing any of that for the last hour.
I've been doing that all day.
We have the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Miniature of the Decade. Because they did a poll thing where people could nominate their favourite miniatures, because Age of Sigmar is 10 years old now. Terrifying, again, but, it is what it is.
2017 was like 8 years ago. And I wait for everyone in the comments to have a absolute existential crisis. Sorry.
Well, it's like we started making videos about Old Hammer because 8th edition came out. That was like the driving force for it. And our series covers things that are at least 10 years old. That's like the rule about like how old something needs to be. And 8th edition came out in 2017, so we're coming up on being able to cover 8th edition Codex Compliant. That is very upsetting to me.
I don't need that.
But anyway.
The Warhammer Age of Sigmar Miniature of the Decade winners.
So in 10th place, we have Ionis Cryptborn.
That's pretty cool. It's like a dragon man. Well, no, he's on a dragon man.
Man riding dragon.
Cool.
It's cool. Yeah, cool miniature. 9th, we have Marathi, who's, solid,
cool.
Solid miniature.
I'm glad she has a tummy window. That's very cool.
Well, you gotta.
I mean, if you're a giant snake woman with, like wings and Medusa hair, you can get away. Who's going to say anything?
For 8th, we have
Alariel.
I realise I've never said this out loud. Alariel, the Ever Queen, on her giant beetle, who was annoyingly cropped out of the image they used.
How? Okay, this
rude.
is offensive. Do not sass the beetle. They are part of this as well. That's really disrespectful. Actually,
I have never noticed until now exactly how muscular her legs are.
I love it.
She got gams for days.
Damn, girl. How much do you bench, babe? How much do you squat with thighs like that, actually?
7th was the Harbinger of Decay.
Okay, so...
Solid Nurgle model.
Yeah, I had the older one. I didn't know they'd done a new one.
Yeah.
This one...
You won a painting competition with the old one.
I did. At our local James Workshop store. I won. And I'm still very proud because I used, like, gloss varnish on the bottom of his... Like, he has, like, gore bags... Because of course he does, and they still to this day look goopy, and I know that's what gloss varnish does, but it's still nice. But yeah, I like it. I just prefer the older one because it's the one I know, so I'm old, and I am being biased.
I get you.
But yeah, that's cool.
Next, we've got Lord Croak, who's the.
It's fine.
Yep.
It just feels a bit over the top.
Cool. I mean, that is Age of Sigmar character models for you. Next, we've got Vizek Scour.
I like this one because he has a couple buddies on his staff there. They're just hanging out. They're like, I mean, these are my buddies. These are cool. This is Dave and Gregory. They're my buds.
Yeah, just massive Skaven covered in rats.
Love it.
Bish bash bosh.
Yep.
Solid. Next, we've got that Prince Vordrai. On his zombie dragon, which
very cool.
I love as like a callback to the old zombie dragon miniature, which I remember very fondly from going into Games Workshop in the late 90s. So that's cool. 3rd, we have Archeon the Everchosen.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, I'm not personally a particular fan of this one. I find it kind of messy.
It's a bit too messy, I would say.
But I can understand why people
It's quite big and fancy, so I get it.
Yeah. There's Be'lakor in 2nd. There was a bit of consternation about this one I saw. I saw a lot of people not happy with this because I think this miniature has a lot of people who aren't huge fans of it. But I think it's fine. I do think it's not as good as several of them in the list so far.
I will say, I think the thing that's doing it, that's kind of ruining it, is the paint job is because he's all like black. It is
a drab color scheme.
It is a very drab color scheme. And I think if they made him something more vibrant, or if they even changed his wings to a different color or something like that, I think it would make it pop so much more. I mean, it's a great paint job. It's just very one color, which I think kind of drowns a lot of the detail, and just because he's pointing, but I just thought his arm ended at the elbow because I couldn't make out where his hand was because it blends in with his wing. And it's like, it's just
I get you. But winning was a name I've never said out loud. I don't think. Ashoran, Monarch of Delusion.
Mortarch of Delusion.
Mortarch. Oh yes, Mortarch. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Morbius. He's amazing. Yes, first place deserved.
But yeah, Flesh Eater Court's character, if I remember correctly, it is a good miniature.
They're nice.
That's one where I'm like, I would not necessarily have voted for that one, but I 100% understand.
He looks like he's a lot of fun to paint.
He looks like an absolute nightmare to paint, but you like painting fur, so I understand.
Fully.
You like painting... you're really good at painting fur and, like, necrotic flesh, so, you know.
Yeah, which is why I have a...
It would work out well for you. Also, you're good at painting red. This actually, you should just get this miniature. This is, like, perfect for you.
He's beautiful. I'll think about it.
But yeah, I understand that. However, I did want to ask, do you have any opinions about what you think should have come first?
I'm not very well versed on AOS miniatures. Apart from anything to do with the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Reapers? I don't know. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I just talk about it on the internet. Well, I mean, I'm a Warhammer fan. That's what we do, isn't it? I've had so many arguments.
It is Age of Sigmar. Neither of us play Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, so I mean, they're all very pretty miniatures. I'm just surprised, Marathi didn't end up higher. I thought she'd be maybe top 5.
I guess for a centerpiece miniature, she's relatively tame.
I guess. I mean, I quite like.
She's got a lot of what she is.
Yeah, I like the fluidity of it, and I don't think she's too messy. But I also think she's very elaborate, but not in an overdone kind of way. She's not. Again, very visually messy. So I don't know. Yeah. I just remember people frothing at the mouth when she came out because everyone was just like, "Oh, that's so good." Oh, blah, blah, blah. Which fair, but yeah. What about you?
I will say, I think, though it's a much smaller miniature than all these fancy ones, I think my favourite miniature is always the Light of Eltharion, the one that's the armour that's possessed or whatever it is. It's there's an invisible guy inside it, and just the sculpting of it to hide the fact that they're using bits of the cape to hold the arm up where there's a visible gap where an arm should be. Just a really, really nice piece of sculpting. That's my go-to of the sculptors for
showing off
Age of Sigmar showing off,
and rightly so,
and have earned it. I love that miniature. That's a miniature I should probably buy at some point to just have.
Yeah.
But it's £30 these days, so maybe not. But
let
anyway,
us know what you think about the list and what you would crown first, and if you are mad about Be'lakor being second, let us know in the comments, or I'll come and physically fight you. Maybe.
So next we have the Golden Demon 2025's European leg at Spiel in Germany. Has all been announced. The winners have been announced, so we can take a quick look through the things. I guess we won't mention every single one because there is a lot of them here. But I guess any that kind of stand out.
Andy Wardle, because I know that name and I can't place it, and I'm angry about it. And that looks like an oil painting. I'm so mad at you, Andy Wardle. You are now my blood-sworn enemy. No, I'm joking. But no, it's an elder.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful.
It's a Fugan by the look of it.
Yeah, it's it just looks like an old Codex cover. It's so beautifully painted. How dare you?
I appreciate Martin Peterson's unit of Space Wolves because they're in Bran Redmore's great company.
Oh, you love
my old.
Yeah.
Yeah, my old World of Warcraft character was named Redmore after Bran Redmore because he was a Worgen.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Bran Redmore's great company. So
no, there's some.
Well, they're just called the Redmores now, aren't they? Because
they changed a bunch, which threw me the hell off. Let me tell you.
But I was also just going to mention Eric Swinson's kill team, which got bronze with because it has a Lamenter in it. That makes me happy. Next one, oh Jesus Christ! Adam Hallen's Dreadnought, his Redemptor
that
Dreadnought
is some
with the filigree on it.
Insane level of filigree. That, oh my good grief, that's intense.
That is ludicrous.
That is
wow.
That is bananas. The level of detail there, it's incredible.
Yeah, to be clear, I think I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I'm going into these completely blind. Apart from the Slayer Sword winner, I have not seen any of these. So this is fresh reactions from me. And yeah, you've got Theo Lamery.
Lamery, yeah.
Yeah, his Fulgrim's
his Fulgrim's beautiful. And Albert Mortifont. With an AOS.
I think he won the Slayer Sword for that.
Yeah, it's,
if I remember correctly.
Again, I literally can't, my eyes, looking at photos of these miniatures, all of them, it looks like a 2-dimensional painting. Even though it is a 3-dimensional item. And I know that if I saw one of these in real life, and looked at it in my hand, I'd probably... What's that thing in sci-fi where you get to the edge of like space or whatever and you see nothing and you go insane? I think that would happen to me. Like, basically, you know how Sam Neill goes in Event Horizon? That if I was in the presence of one of these, that's what would happen to me. And then I'd just go and live on an island and raise chickens, I think. So maybe it could be good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Second place, Urca Martillo. That, oh my god, that water.
Yeah, no, that's... I like that there's a little fish in there. That makes me happy.
Oh, it's a very cranky fish, but I like him. Yeah, that and, the dioramas and stuff. Oh my god. These are incredible.
Yeah, there's some fantastic dioramas. Axel Olsen's. I'm butchering people's names. I'm very sorry. I've not encountered... Some of these I've never encountered before.
Yeah, wow.
That's a really fun underworld.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Or is it Warcry Warband? It's
Iron Warrior. I'm seeing down here. Horus Heresy, like the winner. Oh my good grief, that is.
Henlong.
Yeah.
Henlong.
That is. They've got like a little rectangle of a
gold.
scene in the background as well with a bit of rain. Well, no, it's not rain. It's rain and drop pods, and I'm like, that's incredible. How dare you? I like the puppy as well by Bastian Salvador with the Space Wolf. That's very fun.
Yeah, there's some absolutely ludicrous things.
Oh, I've got So the Old World. If you scroll down, third place Old World. Yeah. Oh my god, that looks like a tattoo. You know what I mean? It's so vibrant. The old elf. Yeah.
The high elf
with the curved kind of like sakura bow, and oh my god. Wow, that's such a fun colour scheme.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'd like to be clear, there's not a single one,
all of these
we're not
are
mentioning
incredible.
Everyone, but there's not a single one that is not like absolutely astounding.
Yeah. And I think the one with Nils Anderson has like a busted old world gonk droid in the background next to the elf. I know that shapes can exist in the outside of Star Wars, but I just don't want to think about it right now. Okay.
It does look a little like a gonk droid. Yes, I see it.
Wow.
The gold winner for Necromunda also particularly gorgeous in like a lot of free-handed patterns on it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely beautiful. It's like a handmade tree or something. Oh, that's gorgeous. Beautiful. The epic scale. This feels like this would be right up your alley. Because there's like
I really like
a bunch of little baby warhounds.
Hendarian's one of like making a sort of abstracted sort of thing of a couple of Eldar flyers sort of flying up. That's a really cool.
It's very Gallagher, really cool. And that's a compliment.
Gallagher? I thought you meant Gallagher as in the name Gallagher, not Gallagher as in the...
It's really good, is what I'm saying.
Old video game. Yeah, no.
Oh, Andy Wardle with killing it in the diorama again. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I literally, all I can do is just go, oh, wow, because they're amazing.
Yeah, have fun editing this together, this bit, Rem, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
No, there's some, just honestly, some absolutely brilliant work on display here. Like, I'm just continuing to scroll through it. I'm like, I feel bad not being able to like talk about everyone in detail.
Wow.
Obviously, Albert Moretto fonts. That's his third Slayer sword.
Okay, Albert, so let someone else win for like just once.
He's just building an armory.
I guess he's like, with his... he's gonna build like a sword fighting school and stock it entirely with the Slayer swords he's winning. We know what you're up to, Albert. Don't try and lie to us. Wow.
But no, amazing work to everyone like on here.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not a single one of these that I wouldn't give my like arm to be able to paint like.
There's a monkey paw wish if I've ever heard one.
They will take my arm. But yeah, so
questions now. Yeah. That was some amazing Golden Demon paints, but yes. We need to do some questiones.
We will answer a couple of questions. The first one, this is one that Rem particularly asked me to include. because they didn't want this one to feel like they were being ignored. Which is traditionally Slaanesha's sacred animals are the bull and the snake. In AOS and fantasy, Hashut has the bull and Daughters of Cain have snakes. So does he no longer have a sacred animal?
That's an excellent question.
Now, I am not up on my Age of Sigmar lore, because I do not play it. However, I think when it comes to the theming of Slaanesh, them simply, it being like a sacred animal or whatever is kind of less important than the theming of it, because Keeper of Secrets have a bull theme to them, so that's always going to be there. Or at least many of them do. The original Keeper of Secrets miniature, which I can't remember what it was originally called, but it wasn't a demon prince. I think it was like a larger demon. Not a demon prince, a greater demon, rather. And that was just straight up a Minotaur, but with, like, a tit out. So they've always had that, and obviously through characters like Fulgrim, the snake thing isn't going anywhere. So I think as a theme, those things probably aren't going anywhere. I guess it depends on how much you want to codify such things.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of questions that I've picked out, which is, given the number of codices have become so large, if you had the ability to bring the number down of codices down to 12, what would you pick in order to reduce the wait time? Or would you full go over to digital rules and stop doing codices?
I would go back to things like, and I know this is kind of extremely skewed because there are so many Space Marine armies, but I'd be like, per faction you get one book, boom. I don't care if the Space Marine one is literally like, have you seen that picture of the woman who wrote the code to send the first rocket to the moon? I don't care if it's that big. I am sick of buying 800 different books. For a while it was absolute piss take. It was like, so you need the main codex, and then you need the supplement, and then you need the PDFs that you printed out because they had to release the Rule 1 rules patches because they forgot to do a bunch of things in your premium full-color codex. Ah!
On some level, I've heard the idea floated before that they should make the codex should basically be mostly lore and miniature stuff.
That sounds cool.
And to have the rules be a digital only thing, because they are updated digitally so often now that quite frequently you will buy a book and instantly parts of it are out of date, and by the end of the edition many things inside it could have been changed. Now
you're reminding me of formal education.
Yeah, and so I don't want them to go full digital, but that's because I hate using digital rules.
The thing is, if they did do that model, what they would do, and I'm not talking about the codexes purely for art and like whatever, if they had a codex that was just updated, it would be a monthly subscription, and I hate that more than anything because we need to own things. We can't let corporations just like go, well, we can just not, because imagine if you're like in Warhammer world, say you don't live like literally a quick brisk walk away from it like some people do, and you had to say like, because I like people like fly across the world to go to Warhammer World and play a game. What if your app is down? Oh, you can't. Oh, what are you going to do?
Fair point.
Can't play a game.
Your phone ran out of battery.
Yeah, your phone runs out of battery. You are fucked, mate. What are you doing? And also, you know, it's if your payment fails, then suddenly like, oh yeah, we didn't take money out properly or whatever. So therefore we can't like let you have access to these codices because you'd probably still need to buy a bit of them. But I would say just maybe don't put them out as quick. because
Oh yeah, I think basically every codice and rulebook they've put out for a while
they've been released
has
far
needed...
too. It's kind of like, with like video games. It's like, oh well, with the internet being everywhere, yeah, we can release a non-functional video game day one and then just have a day one patch or a week one patch or a week two patch. Who's gonna care? They've already pre-ordered it. So it's like I think what they should do is go. Because, just make it last a lot longer. Because what was it like? Because of COVID, like, I remember we bought a codex for something, and because of COVID, we couldn't play a game.
We never got to play with the nice, fancy, limited edition Sisters of Battle Revival Codex.
And then literally by the time we could hang out and play a game with someone, it was just like, oh, you need to buy a new codex now. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Leave it a lot longer. Because then you have more time to test it. You have more time to figure out the little discrepancies and maybe some, buff some things or nerf some others. If you're rushing to put stuff out, you're skipping, you're cutting corners, and then you upload those corners to your website to be printed out at a later date, which is shit and really anti-consumer. So that's
also
what
having to buy a large hardback book every 3 years is taking the piss.
That's beautiful. And then you have 10 pages of rule corrections in the back, which makes you feel like an idiot.
We're already paying enough.
Yeah.
We're already paying enough for the miniatures. You don't need to do it to us with the rules as well. But they know people are going to pay it, so,
Yeah. So it's a good question.
It's frustrating, but it is.
It's a good question. Because
I do think so many things could be reduced. Like the Space Marines are the easy one. You can collapse most of those into just one book.
I think so, yeah, because a lot of them are very kind of like, they're like Ultramarines, but they like tanks. It's like, okay, great, why do I need a new codex for that? But cool.
yeah, there's a bunch of that, and I think you could compile a lot of stuff down into just one book.
Yeah.
I think you could probably do it with a lot of the Chaos stuff as well.
Easily, yeah.
World Eaters can just be like a couple of all you'd really need to explain World Eaters is a few extra pages in a Chaos Codex.
Yeah.
Same with Emperor's Children.
Easy.
I suppose the thing is, some of them like Death Guard and Thousands, and maybe not Thousand Suns so much, but definitely Death Guard have become so much their own thing since 8th edition because they've released so much for them that shoving them into another army would feel weird. So I think those ones might have escaped my clutches.
It's inelegant, but it's a better system than what we've got now.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'd be able to narrow them down to just 12 specifically off the dome, but I think you could definitely reduce them down. I mean, hell, just get rid of Deathwatch in their entirety. They don't need to be an entire
No one
army.
likes Deathwatch. Everyone hates Deathwatch. Just remove them. It's fine. Death who? I don't know.
I'm a big fan of the idea of things like Deathwatch and Custodes and anything Inquisition related should maybe have one book that has all of those kind of things in it that you just then attach to other armies. Grey Knights, honestly, I prefer Grey Knights as attached to other things rather than as their own army.
Yeah, Dawn of War did it right the first time. We shouldn't mess with perfection.
Yeah.
Let them be a random extra dude that comes along. Like
Imperial stuff, you could do that with it quite easily, I think, of have a bunch of them in a Heroes of the Imperium book or what have you, and have them being, if you have an Imperial army that's not I don't know, the Dark Angels because they're feeling moody that day, and you can just have one of your elites choices can be a Death Watch, a kill team or what have you. I think that could I think that's a way I would do it to start reducing the books down significantly. But yeah, that would be my idea anyway. Final question that we'll have is, are there other Drukhari cities/settlements either in the webway or hidden in the galaxy, or is it just Komorra and that's it?
To be fair, Komorra, didn't they recently discover a bunch more, areas in it? So I think they just keep expanding Komorra and they don't... I don't know. I mean, there will be, because it's going to keep going and someone's going to go, I need to write a book. There's a new Drukhari settlement.
The thing is that if it's in... I can't speak for ones hidden in other places in the galaxy because I don't know about that. But when it comes to the webway, my understanding is that though it's described as a city. It's actually lots of like distinct realms that are connected via the webway because they're different little pockets of it, and they're all considered to be like one part of a big city. But
Comora, yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of like satellite states to it. I think some of them used to be separate, but I think it was Vect brought them all into the fold. They're all like considered one unified thing now. So I think because it's real to consider it one city because there's lots of little fiefdoms controlled by different cabals and stuff.
It's like saying America is like a country. It's like it should be a lot of little tiny countries instead of a gigantic one. But so I have a feeling someone's going to get really mad at me for that. I'm just being silly. If you get mad at me, you're silly. There we go. So yeah,
but that's my understanding of that. And obviously, if you have questions for the regular hosts of this channel, please leave them in the comments. Yep. Just put question at the start of your comment so that they know what to look for.
And don't forget to ask what is Marathi's favourite flavour of instant noodles.
But yeah, I think that's us wrapped up for this very unusual episode of Adeptus Podcastus.
Yeah, don't worry, Tactica and Rem will be back for your regularly scheduled programming. So if you hated this, congrats on getting this far, I guess. Good on you for trying to diversify your palette, even though you hated it. But also, this is not going to be something that really probably happens again. So yay if you hated it, and sorry if you liked it, for many reasons.
I guess sorry in general.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, so I don't think we have anything else.
No, I think that's it.
To say. Okay, well, excellent. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Adeptus Podcastus. I'm desperately trying to remember what sign-off they do, even though we've been on the podcast like 20 times.
I've been Wib.
You have not been Wib. I've been Wib.
No, I'm saying you need to say it, idiot.
Oh, damn it. Oh.
Yeah, you go, I've been Wib, and then I go, ah.
Stop saying I've been Wib. That's going to confuse the audience right at this last second.
I'm not Wib.
You're not Wib. I have been Wib.
And I have been...
What have you
been Snipe. This whole time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This whole time.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. We love you.
Goodbye.
Mwah.